Greetings everyone, and Grade here with another r3 replay. Spawn on the top left side as the red allies, we have Vindies. Spawning at the bottom left side as the orange empire, we have r3P. Spawn on the bottom right side as the cyan allies, we have Happy. Spawn on the north top right side as the yellow Soviets, we have Dimon. We got some dogs being deployed on out, some bears being deployed on out. It's like, not a whole lot of dogs for Cyan, and we got your dojo cores migrating into the center of the map as well, trying to engage that oil derrick. You can see a dojo core being deployed out up north as well, but he may just send out a, what's it called, engineer up there. It looks like yellow has lost his bear, red dog is going to make his way down south. And you have some pure wars now being deployed out by orange. Over here, red dogs advancing forward, good barks, good roars, conscripts getting tied up as well. And we still got one active bear, does pick off the active dog, got another active dog here. A lot of dogs pushing way forward. Looks like he's going to get some great barks there. More and more these conscripts are being pushed on the forward. He's starting to gun down the dogs there, making the ATF proud. And now we got the peacekeepers advancing forward now. Does have a good garrison spot right there for a hard point. And that pure war does go down. Do you have this garrison being claimed? Could try clearing out. I think a dojo just got cleaned up there. Now we do have some bears being deployed on out. Conscripts making their way forward. There's a good line of peacekeepers, but not exactly lined up in the correct way. Indicator pushing way forward. Does bomb one of the bears. Over here, looks like the dog is claiming that, or preventing the expansion point from being expanded to. Pushing forward with the bears, but they're not getting good roars there. Got one roar there. Does activate some shields there, so some of these peacekeepers are exposed. Yep, looks like these guys all have shields up and going. If the conscripts can switch over to Molotov, they can one-shot the peacekeepers with their shields out, but he lost all the conscripts. Got this force making their way up north. We do have a defender corps being deployed out. Up north, we do have more bears, conscripts. Looks like he's loaded up some of the bullfrogs with some units. Does throw out a single conscript for scouting purposes. We got some bomb runs coming on in as well. Does hit the defender corps. Striker VX has been deployed on out. Up here, we do have some peacekeepers trying to harass, but they're going to be overran by that dojo corps. All those peacekeepers do get ran over. Got some polos here. Zion's pushing forward with some polos as well. Striker VX is on the ground. And Red and Cyan engaged in a dogfight, but it looks like one of the good focus fire there by Cyan. Red was splitting his fire. And you also got some bullfrog support Cyan as well. Peacekeepers and bears are making their way forward. We've got a good number of conscripts and bears. Peacekeepers are here for defense and do have an expansion here now. You have a terror drummer here snaring one of the riptides. Does get some good hits there. We do have a jet tango being gunned down as well. Bears trying to push their way forward, trying to save his. The riptides cannot crush bears. They will slowly gun down the bears. And now the riptides are getting focused down thanks to these hammer tanks and the terror drones. Does get a nice snare there as well. Hammer tanks don't have any extra guns. Bullfrogs charging forward, trying to pursue the aircraft. Got some chopper VXs up here as well. Science not making any advance forward into his opponent's base. We do have a forward MCV now pulled out by Cyan. You have a single wall segment here just to deny their economy line. Oh, so annoying. Looks like going for a bomb and run. We do got a... Don't see a Rocket VXs, but do got some Jet Tengus. Over here, looks like the Red Apollo does find some hits there onto the Science Apollos, but do got some Bullfrogs to support here as well. Science Riptides now advancing out to sea with his teammates Aerodrome to support. Riptides getting some good shots there. We do have a Hydrofoil jamming one of the Hydrofoil or Riptides. Down south, got a... Looks like just a bomb and run for some Javelin troops going down. Blades taking some good hits there onto the Ore Collector. And over here as well, takes out the Ore Refinery. Riptide's still advancing out to sea. Big bomb run on one of those Riptides. And now here comes the Bears. Does get a roar off there. Could follow up with Desolator Airstrike if he has that available. All those Peacekeepers do get crushed there. Bears charging forward against good hits there on the Javelin troops, taking them out. Hammer tanks are received quite a bit of fire. Got Molotovs being thrown at the garrison, clearing out the garrison entirely. The bomb run does get on the hammer tank there, but I think he overkilled right there. And it's to continuously throwing Molotovs there, so everything that gets hopped in there instantly dies. Oh, it looks like the airfield is being camped by the Bullfrogs. They receive a bit of damage there, but they do escape. Tsunami's charging forward. He did not realize a single wall segment there, stopping from actually collect. Actually, no, he actually had ore in the back of it, so he actually got the ore, just couldn't deposit it off for some odd reason. And do got these Jet Tengus harassing Yellow's ore refinery or ore collector. More bomb runs raining on in. There are some Striker VXs for support. It does have a Javelin troop inside the garrison. Could throw some more in there. So things are making their way out to sea. Riptides are here to support as well. Striker VXs do get some good hits on the Vindicator, but does manage to survive. When the Riptides do go down, this Riptide will be focused down as well. Needs perhaps Assault Destroyer to help engage these forces. Bombs, and I think he destroyed his own Prospector there. That could have been an honorable discharge. Paradrone does infect that Prospector. He will not be able to save it. Let's take out a lot of these Twin Blades there to the Apollo. Now got a fully heroic Apollo there, and the Prospector does go down. Releasing down some of these multi-gunner turrets there at range, very nice. And down south we got some Striker VXs next to his opponent's ore refinery. And he needs to clean up that wall segment, because it's bugging out severely, because there's not really a hole there for him. Trying to clear out that garrison there. That's probably only one-man garrison. Yep, one-man garrison. We do have some dogs, peacekeepers, and Javelin troops pushing forward. Just send a Javelin troop. Okay, he does take out that wall segment there. Finally. Air drone does get cleaned up. That may have been a Terror drone surprise. And these hammer tanks are going to be falling on back. The ore refineries are seeing quite a bit of fire from the Tsunami tank, and the Tsunami tank's honorable discharge does take out the ore refinery. Good bombing runs there onto the hammer tanks. Down south, that single Imperial Warrior may get the kill there on that Prospector. Gonna be withdrawing it now, and does manage to save it, but the Chopper DX says, nope, you're dead. Javelin troops firing up in the air against good hits there, focusing down these Javelin troops. Does try to get some hits there, does take out one of the Apollos there, very nice. Mecha Tengu out at sea, receiving a bit of damage down here. So he does save the refinery from going down, has redeployed out Prospector. We do have a good number of Tsunami tanks and Chopper VXs. He could try pushing into his opponent's base on the ground. We got a armor facility here, maybe trying to pull out some more Riptides. Bomber run coming on in, clearing out the garrison, destroying it, and everybody and that single man inside of it. Hammer tanks siphoning down the multi-gun turret. They are receiving a bit of damage there from the Javelin troops and the Peacekeepers. Multi-gunner IFE engaging that civilian structure. Hammer Tank may just want to go forward for the crushes there onto those Javelin troops. Vindicators coming for a bomb run, but there's too many bullfrogs in the region. Over here we do have the multi-gunner IFV seeing a bit of fire. The ore collector does, of course, have gone down, and now Yellow's MCVs receiving quite a bit of damage from these jet Megatengus. The chopper vehicles could transform as well. Yellow's pushing way forward. Looks like he lost his bears. Hammer Tanks is still patrolling around, crushes down all the peacekeepers. Indicators cannot go for a bombing run. He may lose them. Nope, he did not pursue them far enough. Couple Javelin troops on the peacekeeper. And these swim tanks are going to push their way into this naval expansion. It's good hits there onto the Prospector. Does take out the Prospector there. Good bombing run there onto the Tsunami tank. As we got these Riptides pursuing his opponent now. Megatengus are backing off the sea. The heroic Chopper VX does go down. And now the ore refiner is receiving quite a bit of damage. Over here, we do have the ore collector making his way back onto land. We've got these Riptides in pursuit. And there's a lot of tank clusters there. Ripping apart those Guardian tanks, no problem. Tsunami tanks advancing forward as well. Gains good hits there on the Riptides. And we'll be able to pursue it. MiGs in the sky, taking out these cryocopters and other air forces. Got some bullfrogs as well. Assault destroyers, we're seeing some siphoning from these hammer tanks. Does take out one of the bullfrogs there. Bullfrog seeing quite a bit of fire. Takes out another bullfrog. Infects there. Does get the kill there with the terror drone. John takes overrunning those forces. As he is low in power as well. Just getting repowered up now. John takes advancing forward. Does get some bomb runs there. One of the Vindicators do go down. Nantics could just charge forward. There's nothing in front of him at the moment. When the Nantics do have nano deflectors activated, it's a much needed health regen. And a number of those Apollos are going, jet tankers going down. Two of those Apollos. Now the guy, a heroic and elite one. All the jet tankers have gone down. He's out of anti-aircraft support. Guardian tank does get destroyed there, but there's a massive wave of tank clusters there. They can do a lot of damage. And quickly focus down even infantry squads. Focus on the oil derrick now. Got some peacekeepers here. Got a fully automatic multi-gunner turret as well. So going to rip apart infantry forces. Let's use nano deflector there, and the tank busters are getting ripped apart from that multi-gunner turret. That was a horrible play. Now only one tsunami tank remains, making its way up north. Over here, Yellow's advancing forward, getting snared and siphoned the assault destroyers. And this one does get the assault destroyer cannon. I wonder if he hits submarines with that thing. Of course, it's on land, but what if the assault destroyer cannon allows him to hit submarines? Good Vindicator bomb run there. The assault destroyer cannon one's still up and going. Got a big wave of Javelin troops and peacekeepers here.
Let's start something up.
And now the Prospector is being siphoned, snared, and destroyed. Does take out some of these forces. Tsunami tanks are overrunning Yellow's ground forces as well. Having trouble, does crush that hammer tank there. And do got some Vindicators here going for some nice bombing runs. Does hit the heroic one, doesn't get it killed while frozen, however. Chopper VX cleaning up some of these Riptides. Does take up the Chopper VX there. And Orange forces will stay alive. Stein does have a handful of forces here. Yellow does not really have a force to stop this infantry. It does later strike, of course, can't stop it.
A tough guy, huh?
Good flat cannon hits there by the bullfrogs with the shrinks that will make a bit problematic. And now Orange pushing forward with his teammates' infantry. It's going to be a very effective push. The Tsunami tanks could charge forward, try to crush all the bears. And there's a cryo blast there. Tsunami tanks are not paying attention, and he will get them all frozen there. He will get himself some extra guns there. Very nice. And that cryo blast stopped their opponent's advance in, well, cold. Sorry, that was a horrible pun. Got hammer tanks, bears, and a handful of bullfrogs. He may need some more bullfrogs, but we do got the assault destroyer being siphoned down. And does get snared as well, so that assault destroyer is as good as dead. We'll pass this gun off to one of the hammer tanks. Got a twin blade in the air as well. Ore collector will be gunned down by the Riptide. And it has an EMP missile, gets a direct hit there. Cryogeddon also being called on this for as well. And the aircraft carrier does get shrunken down, but these hammer tanks as good as dead. Even the Terror Drone ambush will get all cleaned up as well. Taking out all those tanks there. Up north, we got a handful of bullfrogs and a single twin blade. Bill has a big force of bears, and his one's force is a big wave of infantry, so getting off a good mass roar could be very, very useful. Orange Fancy Fort as well with a massive wave of infantry, but I've got a number of guardian tanks here. Cryogeddon and Blast and all that sort is on cooldown. Guardian tank goes down. Lasering does not do any damage. Does shrink down a couple of the tsunami tanks. Up north, Yell's advanced forward of his bears. Does get some good roars there. The veteran ones won't get affected by it all too much. The assault destroyer is being snared. Got the twin blades in the mix as well. These forces sort of just standing there menacingly. We got another EMP missile there, getting a good hit there. Aircraft carrier is doing good work. We do have a final squadron being called on in, and it was actually pretty effective. Usually that's not very effective. Orange are going to make his advance, does have a good ground force of infantry and tanks. Has some anti-aircraft support as well, which is very important. And now here comes a mass damage by the Charging Forward. Does use Emperor's Rage on his infantry as well. Charging Forward's guardian tanks trying to crush as much infantry as possible. He's doing great. Almost all of the peacekeepers down, just one remaining. Guardian tanks cannot skip past those tsunami tanks in order to crush his opponent's infantry. They do move slow, so they back off, give him some time there, shrink down some of those tsunami tanks as well. Cryocopters now shrink down the guardian tanks from his teammate. And we've got the Apollos now engaging the Cryocopters now. Got Cryogeddon being called on right there. It's going to be deadly. It is going to be very deadly there. Satellite's being called on by his teammates as well, and Cash Bound as well. So Yellow's finished off his teammates' opposing army there while getting a lot of cash there. Orange still has a bit of a force there, harassing the naval expansion as well. Will be making his way up north, trying to pursue this naval expansion now. The aircraft carrier did a good job of that, by the way. Blue's eyeing for counterattack. He needs some more tank busters to hold the line. He does have a good amount of infantry. Does throw tank busters inside the garrison. Does have a defender corps. Stomp tanks still push on forward, but will be whittled away and destroyed now. Cyan's Apollo and Red's Apollos engaging each other. And does get shot down now. And there goes the Vindicator as well. Reds. I am not sure where that aircraft carrier may have went. The aircraft carrier may be dead, actually. Does get a kill there. There's too many MiGs for these Apollos. Does get one of the MiGs when the Apollos do go down in return. Wait, that aircraft carrier is still there? No, that's maybe a fresh aircraft carrier because it's unvetted. Up north, Twin Blade getting some good hits there onto the Prospector. Retrade looks like it has been researched. All the MiGs go down. Got both Apollos and Jet Tengus, and there goes the Twin Blade. Oh, oh wait, no, that was Toxic Corrosion. Not Toxic Corrosion. Yes, Toxic Corrosion is the ability where you cast it on one of your own vehicles and to make it bleed out corrosive material, right? It's such a rare ability, I always forget the name. Collector receiving a bit of fire right there. Does take out one of those units. Now the Riptides are going on down. Over here, we do got these twin blades flying about. Thank you for the follow, Ruthie1, RUUEIH1. I have no idea how to exactly pronounce that. We got a good wave of infantry right here. We also do even have a Natasha out on the field. Howdy. Yes, airstrike does come forward as well. Was that Delta strike? Was that two? It looks like just one right there, but I could have sworn I saw two aircraft. We do have the chopper VX pushing forward, does claim one of the power plants. Oh, I have a big playlist if you want to take a look at that. We got a number of Apollos pushing way forward, getting some good hits there on all the jet tangles. Jet tangles getting ripped apart. All of them have gone down. Now the chopper VXs are going through a mass transform. Oh crap, that's a cryo cannons from both sides. How did I miss this? Chopper VXs going for some crushes there, getting blown up as well. Honorable discharges. This units may be, they're starting to unthaw now. Now the Empire player has a lot of forces on the ground. Cyan has a battered, bruised force. We got a lot of bullfrogs pushing way forward. Now we've got the infantry advancing forward as well.
Withstand their attack.
We do got the snow tanks advancing forward, trying to crush these various forces. Does get some crushes there, multiple crushes there. And we got these snow tanks now going on down. But we still have a massive wave of infantry. Need some more anti-aircraft forces. More striker VXs are in order. Takes out some of the Riptides there. Getting some good hits there on the Riptide. And that frozen snow tank still causing a bit of trouble. Mr. Red's pushing forward as well with now with Athena and assault destroyers. Garrison starts going on down as well. There's also some there's a terror drone there, some conscript. D4 being picked off. I think yellow's overran. I think blue is getting wooded away. Doing some good bomb runs there, but I think yellow is done for. Losing the war factory there, getting some good hits there. Assuming the super reactor doesn't blow up half of his army, I think yellow's done for. Horse makes way forward. Got some twin blades here engaging the Empire infantry. Got some bullfrogs here as well. Another armor facility. And there goes the super reactor. Refineries are going down. These are, long depleted. Battle lab is low power. We do have refinery down here. We do have the Soviet MCV here as well. So the Soviet players are not out of the game just yet. Just severely crippled. Quadriplegic at this point in time. The orange is seeing a bit of fire there. We do have an aircraft carrier bombarding his base. A Soviet player, if he can stay alive, even just to keep an MCV alive, he's able to at least bring his protocols to support his teammate. But now here comes this various force pushing way forward. This ore mine's down to 5,000 credits. He needs to just sell off this region. Grab the ore collectors, maybe get a crusher crane and crush both those ore collectors. Does have a decent force here. But the MCV just may need to just pack on up. I don't know what more he can do right there. Desolator airstrike is definitely the I always forget what's the level 2 one called. Great hits there on those bullfrogs, getting 2 kills there. MCV's charging forward, getting some great infantry kills there. The assault destroyer needs to turn on its gun, but there goes the Soviet MCV. Soviet players just down to a crusher crane and a reactor. Res making his way up north. We have surgical strike. Surgically removes Athena, allowing the crowd again to melt everything or freeze everything. That was a great surgical strike. That's maybe one of the best surgical strikes I've ever seen. As it was literally a surgical strike. It did its job description and did it well. And it looks like the Soviet player has been sort of defeated. The Athena cannon is still firing. No, the Soviet player just surrendered. And the other player is back out of the game. This is Anagrade saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay.